Welcome to Valerie's Real Talk podcast. My name is Valerie Smith and I'm your host. Today is episode 16 and I'm going to speak to you that knowledge is power. Why am I speaking on knowledge is because I recently came across a short video and someone was speaking to a college student saying, what is the most difficult thing in college? And that person said, reading. I couldn't believe it. I said, reading is increasing your knowledge and your curiosities because books can take you anywhere. It increases your knowledge. And when did we get away from reading? How did we come to a place where reading is hard? Because reading was never an instant message. When you hold a book, it could be 10 chapters, it could be 3 chapters, it could be 25 chapters. But however, depending on what you're reading, it's increasing your knowledge. Now I'm going to explain to you how knowledge is power. When you're reading, it could be an article, it could be a book, it could be a magazine. It could be any sort of thing that's text, but in a book form. It increases your knowledge to a point where it helps you with your communication skills. It helps you to articulate better. Not only that, it makes you knowledgeable of your subject matter. Reading is important. Because not only are you increasing your knowledge, but you're also increasing your mind capacity. You're expanding your mind and knowing more. When you stop learning, your brain, it decreases. It starts to die. It's not being fed. We have to feed our brain something because our mind, our memory will start to decrease. Now, let's talk about your knowledge. Now, are you increasing your knowledge by learning new skills? Are you reading a new book? Or maybe you're creating the knowledge to put out there to humanity. That's my second point. Not only are we supposed to read knowledge, but we need to create the knowledge, which is the book. Now, we all have gifts. We all have experiences, testimonies that we should be sharing with the world. There's someone that's going through something that you've been through, but you haven't put it on paper. You haven't created the book yet. Or maybe it's a training. Think about the experiences you have had in your past, and those are the experiences that you can share with the world. Because see, as time goes by, we think that we're going to live forever, and guess what? We're not. We need to think about what is your legacy when it comes to your knowledge power, your experiences. And even if it's not death, when we're thinking about legacy, maybe you're speaking somewhere and you're speaking about a certain subject and it's in your book. You can sell that book at that venue because remember, people can't take you home, but they can take your knowledge home. It's something that they can read later. So remember that as we're living, you are building your legacy. When you are creating that book, you're building a legacy to share your knowledge with the world based on your experiences, based on your gifts. It could be a gift of knowing how to solve problems effectively. It could be a gift that you're a great designer of, it could be a designer of anything. But my thing is that whatever that gift is, what will you leave to humanity? How will you cultivate that knowledge that's in your head right now? How would you get it out your head and put it in some kind of product where people can hear you? They either can hear you audibly or they can hear it in text form. Whatever that is, I want you to think about it clearly. You know, I have been listening to a lot of people. They say tomorrow's not promised. And it's true. Every day someone's passing away. That person was up the day before, but they didn't know they was going to die tomorrow. We all going to have to pass through this life one day. But your knowledge that you have, your experiences that you have, your gifts that you have, don't take that with you. Even I have to write the books with an S, because we have greatness on the inside. Even though if you weren't told that you were great, you are great according to God. Because guess what? He gave you the gifts. Now it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to put it in book form. It's time for you to either put it in the podcast form. Whatever that form is, it's time to release it. It's time to stop hiding behind the curtain. Behind the curtain. People are waiting for you to speak. People are waiting for you to write that book. It could be a white paper. It could be a video. Again, it could be your YouTube channel or your new television show. I don't know what that is. I'm just giving you a bunch of nuggets that you can think of, because sometimes we do need that guidance. But knowledge is power. Your experience is power. But knowledge is everything. I want you to start reading. I want you to start learning. If you stopped and you're trying to figure out how to get back to it, just set some time of 20 minutes. Pick out a book and start reading. If you want to learn a new skill, you don't have to do the whole entire class in one session. Just do one module. Put it on your schedule. It's just that easy. Turn off all the distractions and build your knowledge. Not only are you going to build your knowledge, you're going to create the knowledge that you have in your head. Whatever that subject matter is that you're passionate about, it's time to put it in form, to put it out there to the world, because we all have it. Just like we got 24 hours, we all have a gift. We all have processes. We all have experiences that we can relate and share to the world. Your homework assignment today is, I want you to start a journal on what you're going to read or learn to build your knowledge. And then I also want you to think about what experiences you have had. What testimonies can you express? And what knowledge, a subject matter, it could be more than two, that you're passionate about, that you want to share with the world in a book form, or maybe a YouTube channel. Whatever that is, I want you to start thinking about it, because you have knowledge that's worth sharing with the world. I want to say thank you for attending Valerie's Real Talk podcast. My name is Valerie Smith, and I look forward to seeing you next week for episode 17.